Part 1, Echoes of the Forgotten Asterisk. The first time I saw the Ceterran Nebula, it was like staring straight into the eye of a cosmic god, its azure tendrils of gas stretching across the void, painting the black canvas of space with a luminescent glow. It wasn't beauty alone that drew me here. It was the whispers, a legend of a lost civilization, the Dainari, who once thrived within the nebula, leaving behind treasures of unfathomable knowledge and power. And here I was, Captain Roman Drayke, aboard the battered but reliable freighter Serendipity's Edge Asterisk, with a crew as eccentric as the universe is vast. "Doc, what do those readings look like?" I asked, leaning back into the cracked leather of my captain's chair. The hum of the ship's engines vibrated through my bones, a comforting reminder we hadn't been shot to pieces. Yet. Doc Keir, our resident navigator and self-proclaimed enthusiast of all things bizarre, peered through her visor, brow furrowing. "Still tracking those energy spikes, Captain, but their patterns are erratic, like a drunken spider weaving a web." "Great," I muttered, running a hand through my hair. "Just what we need, drunken spiders." "Hey, Roman," came the voice of my engineer Katia. "If those readings don't drive us nuts, the engine will. It's singing a tune only a mother could love." Katia's idea of a lullaby was the gentle clank of a wrench against a bulkhead, yet I trusted her with my life, and perhaps more importantly, with the ship's. We drifted closer to the nebula's edge, where the real trouble began. The external sensors screamed in protest as we were buffeted by waves of electromagnetic interference. Glowing clouds loomed over us, massive and alien, like some ancient beast unfurling from a long slumber. "Roman, you picking up that signal?" Doc asked, her voice tinged with excitement and just a dash of fear. Faint, almost imperceptible, a transmission scratched its way through the static, rhythmic, and oddly familiar, like a half-remembered lullaby. I could almost feel it tugging at the edges of my mind, seductive and dangerous. "Hello," I transmitted back, trying not to sound desperate. "Can you repeat that signal?" It played back, crystalline clear and bone-chilling in its simplicity. A series of musical notes, repeating in a pattern that any child could recognize. A melody of ancient origin, perhaps a key to unlock the secrets of this place. "Looks like we found ourselves an invitation," I said, unable to mask the thrill in my voice. Katia popped her head into the cockpit, grease-smeared and grinning. "Does the invitation come with food, or at least something liquid and intoxicating?" "Patience," I replied, though my insides churned with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "We're about to find out." Navigating deeper into the nebula was like flying through an endless, ethereal dreamscape. The ship's hull creaked in protest, and I half expected the old bird to dissolve under the celestial pressure. My hands were white-knuckled on the controls, guiding us toward a distant silhouette that emerged slowly from the haze. There it was, a colossal structure suspended in the nebula's heart, dwarfing our freighter like a whale beside a minnow. Its surface was a mosaic of shifting colors and textures, as if the very substance of its being was alive, breathing with the nebula itself. "This is it," Doc whispered, her eyes wide with awe. "The Dainari archive." We approached with caution, docking at a port designed for ships long forgotten. The doors hissed open, unveiling a cavernous interior bathed in a haunting azure light. My breath caught. It was like stepping inside the mind of a god, a labyrinth of knowledge waiting to be unleashed. "Suit up," I ordered, my voice steady despite the rapid beating of my heart. "We're going in." Our footsteps echoed through the corridors, each chamber revealing more of the Dainari's secrets. Towering monoliths of data, holographic displays depicting star maps of galaxies we'd only dreamt of, and relics that defied understanding. It was overwhelming, intoxicating. "Roman, you should see this," Katia called from a side chamber. I joined her, finding a pedestal with a crystalline orb hovering above it, pulsing gently with an inner light. There was something about it, a presence that resonated deep within my bones. "It's a key," Doc said, joining us, "one that might unlock the archive's true potential." As I reached out, a ripple of energy coursed through my body, a connection forming between the orb and my mind. For a moment, I glimpsed the universe as the Dainari did, a tapestry of infinite possibilities and paths. But then the visions shifted, darkened, revealing a shadow looming at the edge of the nebula. An alien craft unlike anything we'd encountered, silent and menacing. "We've got company," I said, the words bitter on my tongue. My optimism curdled, giving way to the cold, hard edge of survival instinct. I grow. Bed the orb, its surface cool and smooth against my gloved hand. Whatever it was important enough to die for, but I had no intention of meeting my end just yet. Back aboard Serendipity's Edge asterisk, we sealed the hatch and fired up the engines. The alien ship was closing fast, a sleek predator cutting through the nebula with terrifying grace. "Hold on," I yelled, pushing the engines to their limits. Our freighter groaned in protest, but she held, rocketing us away from the Dainari archive and into the open void. The alien craft pursued, its weapons lighting up space like fireworks. A game of cat and mouse, and we were the unfortunate rodents. "Katia, we need more speed," I shouted, as the ship shuddered under a barrage of laser fire. "I'm giving her all she's got," she hollered back, frantically working the controls. "Any more and we'll fly apart." Just then Doc tapped furiously at the console, eyes wide with a mixture of terror and exhilaration. "Roman, I think I found something in the archive, a way to create a hyperspace rift." What?" "It's risky, but it's our only shot." The ship lurched, another hit slamming us sideways. I had no choice. "Do it, Doc." With a few keystrokes, she activated the sequence, the orb glowing fiercely in my hands. Space twisted around us, the impossible becoming reality. The alien craft loomed closer, its weapons charging for a final strike. Then with a blinding flash, we were gone, flung across the stars, far from the nebula and our pursuers. The silence that followed was profound, broken only by the hiss of the ship systems struggling to stabilize. I slumped back, the adrenaline fading, leaving only exhaustion and an overwhelming sense of relief. "That's one way to travel," Katia quipped, her voice shaking with laughter and disbelief. "Let's not make it a habit." Doc's eyes shone with the light of discovery, her fingers already dancing over the controls. "Roman, the archive. There's so much more, we've barely scratched the surface." I nodded, staring out into the vastness of space, the orb still clutched tightly in my hand. The Dainari had left us a legacy, a challenge, and a pathway into the unknown. But as the stars stretched out before us, I couldn't shake the feeling we weren't alone, that the cosmos held more secrets, more dangers, and perhaps, just perhaps, more wonders than we could ever imagine. And I intended to see it all. Part 2: The Shattered Veil. Floating in the vast stretch of space after our hyperspace leap, I was overcome by an intense feeling of insignificance. Stars twinkled in the distance, indifferent to our trials, and the comforting hum of asterisk Serendipity's Edge thrummed gently around us. Yet the universe felt infinitely large and unknowable, a paradox wrapped in mystery. I realized something was missing, the adrenaline, the sense of purpose our encounter with the Dainari gave us. And then it hit me. I was holding the key to countless unknowns, and we had a head start with the archive's knowledge. Katia's voice pulled me from my musings. So, Captain, where to now? A nice quiet asteroid field, maybe a tropical nebula resort. Doc chuckled, her voice a mix of calm and exhilaration. Roman's got an itch, and it's not one a beach can scratch. What did you see in there, Roman? I toyed with the orb, its surface reflecting the eerie light of the console. I saw a path, Doc, one that leads deeper than we've ever gone. The archive is more than just an artifact, it's a guide, and I think it's about time we follow it. Doc looked at the data streaming onto the screens, her eyes dancing with the promise of discovery. According to the orbital map I downloaded from the archive, there's a system, uncharted and off the regular lanes. Coordinates set. Great, Katia said, her enthusiasm infectious. I hope this treasure hunt comes with better food than our emergency rations. I laughed, shaking off the weight of uncertainty. Punch it, Katia, let's see what's out there. The journey through the unknown system was like entering a forgotten garden of cosmic wonder. Planets drifted lazily in orbits that defied conventional physics, while solar flares burst from an anemic star with an almost musical regularity. It was mesmerizing and grandiose, an unyielding testament to celestial artistry. Our destination appeared as a glittering jewel in the darkness, an alien megastructure orbiting a barren planet. The design was all clean lines and smooth surfaces, alien yet strangely familiar, and it pulsed with a soft, golden light that seemed to reach out and beckon us closer. As we approached, something unexpected happened. Our systems flickered, then went dead, leaving us adrift, surrendering to the structure's gravitational embrace. That's not ideal, Katia remarked, frowning at the lifeless controls. Her calm was a veneer. I could see the tension in her knuckles, white against the console. The ship drifted toward an open docking bay, guided by invisible hands. My pulse quickened. We were being drawn into the heart of the unknown. We landed with a gentle thud. The bay sealed shut, and life support systems roared back to life, filling the cabin with a reassuring hum. "Welcome, Roman," a voice echoed through the ship, musical and serene, yet entirely alien. It resonated within my mind as much as my ears. Katia stared at me wide-eyed. Did the ship just talk? Doc was already analyzing the data. Not the ship, the station. It's alive, Roman, or at least sentient. Great, I muttered. First drunken spiders, now talking stations. The bay doors opened and we ventured out, unsure of what awaited us. The interior of the station was vast, corridors and chambers filled with technology far beyond our comprehension. Glowing symbols adorned the walls, their patterns shifting and changing, a language of light and shadow. As we explored, we encountered the inhabitants, shimmering beings of pure energy, their forms flickering like candle flames in a breeze. They moved with a grace that belied their power, acknowledging us with nods and gestures that conveyed curiosity and welcome. "They're incredible," Doc whispered, her voice a mixture of reverence and awe. "Dainari constructs, maybe, or something older." A sense of purpose filled me as I approached the central chamber, where a massive console stood, displaying a three-dimensional map of the known universe. In it, tendrils of light connected stars and systems in an intricate dance, revealing paths unseen and untouched. The orb in my hand pulsed, resonating with the map, and the room seemed to hold its breath, waiting for my decision. "Roman," the station's voice intoned softly, "you are at the crossroads of fate. The knowledge of the Dainari lies ahead, but the path is fraught with peril. Choose wisely." Choices, always choices. My mind raced with possibilities and consequences. The universe was a vast and wondrous place, but it was also dangerous, and not all secrets were meant to be uncovered. But the fire of curiosity burned brighter than fear. We'd come too far to turn back now. "I choose to continue," I said, the weight of my decision settling heavily on my shoulders. "Guide us." The map shifted, a new path illuminating before us, leading toward a distant star system on the edge of the known universe. The constructs nodded, their forms glowing approval. Just then an alarm blared, the station's serene voice twisted into urgency. "Hostile presence detected, prepare for defense." The alien craft from the nebula had followed us, its sleek silhouette cutting through space toward the station. Its intentions were clear, and its weaponry was anything but friendly. "Katia, get us operational," I yelled, adrenaline surging anew. "Doc, find out what this place can do." The station's defenses activated, energy fields springing to life around us, intercepting the first wave of attacks. The constructs moved with purpose, integrating with the station's systems, their luminescent forms disappearing into consoles and panels. Our ship roared back to life, and we prepared to defend our newfound allies. The alien craft was relentless, its assault precise and deadly, but we had the station's power and the Dainari's legacy on our side. The battle was fierce, a dance of light and fire in the void, and I could feel the station's consciousness merging with my own, guiding my actions, strengthening my resolve. Finally, with a strategy that was more instinct than calculation, we outmaneuvered the alien craft, delivering a crippling blow to its engines. It drifted, powerless, away from the station, retreating into the darkness. Silence returned, broken only by the gentle hum of the station and the quiet awe of my crew. "Well, that was something," Katia said, letting out a long breath. "I could use a drink." Doc laughed, a sound of pure relief. "Maybe the station's got a bar." As the station continued to guide us, revealing more of the Dainari's secrets, I felt a profound connection to the universe around me. We had become part of something much larger, a tapestry woven across time and space. But with each new discovery came new questions, and I couldn't shake the feeling that our journey had only just begun. The Dainari had left us a legacy, one filled with wonder and danger alike, and I was determined to see it through. Somewhere in the vastness ahead lay the answers we sought about the station, the constructs, and ourselves. The universe awaited, and we were ready to uncover its mysteries, no matter the cost. Part 3: Veins of Starlight. The station's interior continued to hum with secrets, each corridor a promise of discovery and peril. As we delved deeper into its heart, the constructs guided us with their silent, flickering presence, their light casting shifting shadows on the walls. The air was thick with anticipation, each step echoing with the weight of history long forgotten. Doc was in her element, her fingers dancing over the alien consoles with an intuitive grace. Her eyes shone with intellectual hunger, a fire that matched the luminescence of our guides. "This place is a miracle, Roman," she said, her voice a blend of reverence and amusement. "Did you ever think we'd find something like this?" I shook my head, still awed by the station's grandeur. "Not in my wildest dreams, Doc, but here we are, standing in the echoes of a civilization that might have known the universe's deepest secrets." Katia, always practical, piped up. "As long as those secrets come with a manual, I'd rather not accidentally blow us up." Our laughter was a brief respite from the tension. The station felt alive, answering to our presence, adapting to our needs. Yet lurking beneath the surface was a growing sense of unease, a whisper that warned of trials yet to come. We reached a chamber dominated by a vast array of crystalline structures, their surfaces etched with intricate patterns that pulsed with gentle light. The orbs, the key to the Dainari legacy, resonated in my hand, echoing with the energy that thrummed through the station. The repository of knowledge, Doc breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. It's all here, Roman. Every piece of information the Dainari ever gathered. We have to find out how it all connects. As we examined the repository, I became aware of a presence, subtle and probing, touching the edges of my consciousness. The station had awakened something within me, a connection that transcended the physical. Then the voice returned, gentle and knowing. Roman, you have become the custodian of this legacy, but with knowledge comes responsibility and choice. I felt the truth of those words settle into my bones, a weight and a promise intertwined. The station wasn't merely a relic of the past. It was a living entity, a bridge between what was and what could be. Before I could respond, an alarm shattered the quiet. The constructs, their figures flickering with agitation, converged around us, their light shifting to hues of urgency. "What's happening?" Katia asked, her voice taut with concern. "The alien craft," Doc said, eyes scanning the console. "It's returned and it's not alone." The alien presence loomed on the periphery of the system, joined by several smaller crafts, their forms sleek and predatory, a pack of wolves against the light of the station. "Looks like our mystery friends brought some backup," I muttered, adrenaline spiking through me. The station's defenses hummed to life, energy fields springing into place like a protective cocoon. But it was clear the aliens had strategized, exploiting the gaps in the station's defenses, threatening to overrun us. "We can't take them on alone," Doc said, her fingers flying over the interface. "But there might be another way." "Let me guess," Katia interjected, a hint of irony in her voice. "You want to pull another crazy maneuver with the station." Doc grinned, her confidence infectious. "Exactly. There's something in the Dainari archives, a network of energy veins that could amplify the station's power. If we can tap into it, we might stand a chance." I nodded, feeling the weight of command settle on my shoulders. "Do it, Doc. Let's show them what we're made of." The constructs joined our efforts, their forms dissolving into pure energy, merging with the station's systems. The repository's crystals pulsed in response, sending waves of power coursing through the station, linking with the cosmic veins that stretched across the system like starlit arteries. As the energy built, a tangible force surged through me, and I realized I could feel the station, hear its whispers guiding us, its consciousness merging with mine in a symbiotic dance. The alien ships advanced, their weapons charging for a devastating strike, but we were ready. The station unleashed a pulse of light, a radiant wave that rippled through space, disrupting the aliens' formation and scattering them like leaves in a solar wind. "Direct hit," Katia cheered, her voice ringing with triumph. "They're falling back." But the battle wasn't over. The lead craft regrouped, its determination unwavering, its weapons trained on our vulnerable points. I felt the station's hesitation, a flicker of doubt that threatened to unravel our unity. Then I understood it was a test, a challenge of will and trust. The station needed to know if humanity could bear the weight of its legacy, if we were worthy of its secrets. I closed my eyes, reaching out with my mind, letting the station's energy flow through me. Together, we became a conduit of starlight, a force that transcended the bounds of flesh and machine. The alien ship fired, but our pulse met theirs head-on, a blinding collision of energy that lit up the void. The station resonated with a melody of triumph, and I felt its consciousness embrace us, a warm, welcoming presence that spoke of unity and peace. The alien fleet retreated, vanishing into the darkness, leaving us victorious yet humbled by the power we had wielded. As the chamber's light settled into a serene glow, I opened my eyes, feeling the station's gratitude and trust echoing within me. We had proven ourselves, not just to the Dainari's legacy, but to the universe itself. We stood in silence, absorbing the magnitude of what we had achieved. Our journey was far from over. The Dainari's knowledge stretched before us, a constellation of possibilities, each point a question waiting to be answered. Cadia broke the quiet, her voice soft with wonder. "So, what's next, Captain?" I smiled, feeling the echoes of the station's consciousness intertwining with my own. "We go wherever the stars take us, Cadia. We follow the veins of starlight and we uncover the mysteries of the cosmos, one secret at a time." Doc nodded, her eyes alight with a passion that mirrored my own. "Together, Roman, let's see what the universe has in store." With the station as our guide and the universe as our canvas, we set forth to explore the boundless tapestry of existence, our spirits alight with the promise of discovery and the infinite possibilities yet to unfold. Part 4: The Tides of Memory. With the station's trust earned and its vast knowledge at our fingertips, we embarked on a path through the cosmic tapestry unfurling before us. Each pulse of light from the constructs seemed to sing tales of stars birthed and civilizations risen, ready to be inscribed anew into the annals of Dainari lore. Serendipity's edge drifted away from the system, guided by a map not drawn by human hands but woven through time and stardust. Our ship was no longer just a vessel. It was a quill poised to write our own legacy among the stars. Cadia, ever the pragmatic, spoke up as we reached open space. "So, Roman, what's the next grand adventure? I mean, I can think of a few systems that might pay handsomely for a tour guide with our experience." I chuckled, knowing her humor masked the same excitement that thrummed in my veins. "Patience, Cadia. The key is to keep our curiosity hungry and our options open." Doc was engrossed at the console, her fingers tracing patterns in the air as she pored over the data streams. "There's an anomaly ahead," she said, her voice tinged with intrigue. "A surprise in the universe. How typical," I quipped, leaning closer. "What kind of anomaly?" "It's a distortion in the fabric of space-time, Roman," she replied, her eyes gleaming with the scientist's eternal curiosity. "It's almost like a mirror, reflecting signals and energy back on themselves." A chill brushed over me, and not just from Doc's discovery. The universe was a vast mystery, and its enigmas could be as dangerous as they were fascinating. "Coordinates logged. Let's see what this mirror anomaly has in store for us," I declared. Our approach was cautious, the ship's sensors painting an image of the anomaly that defied comprehension. It was a sphere of shimmering distortion, like a pearl caught in an endless ripple, bending light and sound around it, warping reality itself. As we ventured closer, the ship's systems flickered, echoing with fragmented transmissions and ghostly images, echoes of the past, lives lived and lost in the vastness of space. One transmission caught my attention, its voice achingly familiar, filled with a warmth that stirred long-buried memories. "Roman," it said softly, the name wrapped in the gentle cadence of my mother's voice, a voice I hadn't heard since my childhood days on Earth. I froze, the familiarity both comforting and unsettling. It was impossible. She couldn't be here now, speaking to me across the void. "Are you hearing this?" Cadia whispered, her eyes wide with disbelief. "I am," I replied, feeling a swell of emotion that threatened to overwhelm. "But how?" Doc adjusted the sensors, capturing the anomaly's data in real time. "I think this mirror doesn't just bend space, it bends time too. It's reflecting moments from our past like an echo chamber of memories. "What do we do?" Katia asked, her voice a mix of awe and concern. The station's constructs flickered in my mind, their presence a reassuring warmth. Their song was one of understanding, urging me to face the reflections, to delve into the heart of the anomaly. "We explore," I decided, my voice firm despite the uncertainty. "There's something here we're meant to find." We entered the anomaly, enveloped by its shimmering light. The ship vibrated with a resonance that went beyond the physical, a symphony of memories playing across the spectrum of time. Images danced around us. Moments from my past, my crew's past, decisions made, paths chosen. It was a tapestry of our lives, woven into the fabric of the anomaly, a reminder of who we were and who we could become. In the midst of it all, my mother's voice echoed again, clearer now, as if reaching across the years to impart one last message. "Roman, my dear Roman," the voice whispered, carrying the warmth of 1,000 suns. "Remember, the universe is vast and wonderful, and you are never alone. The stars are your family, your guardians." Tears stung my eyes, emotions cascading through me with the force of a supernova. It was a message not just for me, but for the path we had chosen, a path filled with uncertainty and promise. The ship emerged from the anomaly, the distortion fading behind us, leaving only the echoes of what we'd witnessed. We were changed, not just by the encounter, but by the understanding it imparted. As I stood at the helm, the orb glowing softly in my hand, I felt a sense of peace, a connection to the universe that transcended the boundaries of time and space. Katia clapped me on the shoulder, her smile a mix of mischief and affection. "I think your mom has a point, Captain. We've got plenty of stars to visit." Doc nodded, her expression thoughtful and content. "And now, we have stories to guide us, Roman. Stories that remind us of where we've been and inspire us to seek what lies beyond." With our course set, we journeyed onward, the stars stretching endlessly before us, each one a beacon of hope and discovery. The universe was waiting to unfold its stories, and we were more than ready to embrace its mysteries, hand in hand with the echoes of our past and the promise of our future. Part 5: The Labyrinth of Stars. The aftermath of the mirror anomaly left us with a sense of renewed purpose and wonder, yet beneath it all, an undercurrent of looming questions about what lay beyond that cosmic veil. As Serendipity's edge continued its voyage through the stars, guided by the ever-present glow of the orb, I felt an urgency growing within me, a need to uncover more of the Dainari's legacy before those alien pursuers returned with greater force. The constructs, ever our silent companions, aligned their presence with our course, revealing another destination on our uncharted map, a distant cluster of stars obscured by a dense nebula. The map indicated an ancient labyrinth of pathways and chambers hidden within, a place of trials that promised both enlightenment and peril. "This feels like a bad idea," Katia murmured, her eyes scanning the nebula's swirling depths. "A maze in space. Didn't our mothers warn us about places like this?" Doc, ever the optimist, was already analyzing the data streaming into the ship's systems. "According to the Dainari records, it's called the Maze of Oros. It's a test, Roman, one that could grant us insight into the Dainari's greatest teachings." I nodded, feeling the weight of the decision settle over me. The Maze of Oros was a siren call, its mystery too compelling to resist. "Prepare the ship, Katia. We're going in." The nebula loomed before us, a tapestry of colors shifting and churning like a living organism. As we entered, the ship's sensors struggled to maintain coherence, the readings a blur of interference and fractal echoes. The maze itself unfolded around us, its pathways woven from cosmic dust and ethereal light. Each corridor shimmered with the ghosts of stars long extinguished, casting flickering shadows that danced across the ship's hull. Guided by the station's constructs and the orb's steady pulse, we navigated deeper into the labyrinth. The maze was a living entity, its walls shifting and reforming as if testing our resolve, challenging us to prove our worth. Doc's voice came through the comms, tinged with excitement and a hint of apprehension. "Roman, the maze is reacting to us. It's a dynamic system, an intelligence probing our responses." "So it's like playing chess with a cosmic grandmaster," Cadia quipped, her humor a welcome balm against the tension. The maze's corridors opened into a vast chamber, its walls adorned with intricate carvings that glowed with an inner light. At the center stood a pedestal, and upon it, a crystalline construct resembling the orb, its surface etched with patterns as old as the stars. As I approached, the construct pulsed, sending a wave of energy that resonated through the ship and the very core of my being. The maze seemed to hold its breath, waiting for my choice. The orb in my hand pulsed in response, its patterns aligning with the construct as if communicating in a language beyond comprehension. The air was thick with possibility, the path forward opening with a clarity that was as exhilarating as it was terrifying. Suddenly the ship's alarms blared, the harsh sound cutting through the reverie. Cadia's voice was tense, urgent. "Roman, we've got company. Sensors just picked up a fleet emerging from the nebula's edge. It's those aliens, and they brought friends." My heart pounded with the thrill of impending conflict. The aliens were relentless, their pursuit driven by motives as opaque as the nebula surrounding us. "Doc, can the maze help us?" I asked, my mind racing for a solution. "It's possible," she replied, a mix of hope and uncertainty in her voice. "The maze is a system of defense as well as challenge. If we can complete the trial, we might gain control over its functions." The constructs flickered with urgency, their light guiding us through the sequence needed to activate the maze's defenses. It was a delicate dance of intuition and intellect, a test of our unity as much as our individual strengths. Outside, the alien fleet closed in, their formations tight and disciplined, a testament to their deadly intent. But as the maze's power awakened, the pathways pulsed with renewed energy, a barrier forming to shield us from the oncoming threat. Images and memories cascaded through my mind, a torrent of experiences and emotions that connected me to the maze, to the Dainari, to the universe itself. It was a tapestry of existence, woven with threads of light and shadow. With a final surge of energy, I felt the maze's acceptance, its chambers resonating with the harmony of our intentions. The construct's light enveloped us, projecting a shield that rippled across the nebula, distorting space and time, a guardian against the alien threat. "Got it," Cadia shouted, her voice triumphant above the chaos. "The alien ships are being repelled. They can't breach the maze's defenses." Relief flooded through me, mingled with awe at the power we had unlocked. The maze of Oros had tested us. ND, in passing, had granted us a boon of protection, a testament to the Dainari's wisdom and foresight. As the alien fleet retreated, the maze's light dimmed, its trial complete. The construct's energy settled into a steady glow, the orb pulsating in harmony as if in gratitude for our resolve. We emerged from the maze, the nebula's colors swirling behind us like an ocean of stars. Each of us carried the weight of what we had learned, of the challenges we'd faced and overcome. Cadia clapped me on the back, her grin wide and infectious. "Next time, let's pick a challenge that doesn't involve nearly getting vaporized, okay?" Doc laughed, her relief mirrored in her eyes. You did good, Roman. We all did. The Dainari's legacy is ours to protect and to learn from. With our course set anew, we ventured onward, the stars our constant companions, the universe our endless frontier. The maze of Oros had tested us, and in passing we had earned a place among the stars, guardians of a legacy that spanned time and space. Together we faced the cosmos, ready for whatever wonders awaited us next. Part 6. Whispers of the Celestial Forge. The universe unfolded before us like a vast, exquisite tapestry, each glittering star a stitch in the cosmic canopy. Having emerged from the maze of Oros, our senses still hummed with the residual energy of its trials, and the orb's glowing warmth remained a gentle reminder of the Dainari's trust placed in us. Yet, with each new discovery, the universe seemed to whisper more enigmas, daring us to dive deeper. Our next destination appeared as a curious distortion on our charts, a region of space curiously devoid of light, a void that felt more like a palpable presence than an absence. It was here, the constructs suggested, that lay the Celestial Forge, an ancient assembly site where stars were born and planets fashioned from the very fabric of reality. Sounds like a party, Caddy mused, peering into the inky depths. Think they'll have snacks. Doc rolled her eyes fondly at Cadia's levity, but her gaze was focused, intense. The forge could be more than just a place of creation. If the Dainari used it to shape worlds, imagine what knowledge it holds. Serendipity's edge sailed into the void, each navigational ping returning as a soft echo, absorbed by the darkness. The ship systems hummed with a tension that mirrored my own. We were entering unknown territory, a realm where the rules of physics and time might bend to an ancient will. As we advanced, the constructs glided around us, their light diffusing the oppressive blackness. Piece by piece, the forge revealed itself, a colossal expanse of celestial mechanisms suspended in the void, their surfaces alive with energies that defied understanding. The station's voice resonated within us, a harmonic blend of awe and welcome. Welcome, Roman, to the Celestial Forge, where the essence of creation finds its source and purpose. The forge's heart pulsed with power, a core of incandescent brilliance that thrummed with the potential of 1,000 burning suns. It was an awe-inspiring sight, a living testament to the legacy of the Dainari and beyond comprehension. Roman, Doc said, her voice a mix of anticipation and caution. I'm reading fluctuations in the forge's energy fields. It's like it's waiting for a command, an intent to guide its purpose. A decision lay before us, one that could unlock the forge's potential but might also awaken forces far beyond our control. The constructs flickered with guidance, their light weaving a path through the celestial mechanisms toward the core. Let's take it slow, I advised, a touch of unease threading through my resolve. We don't want to accidentally start a supernova. Our ship drifted closer to the core, its luminescence bathing us in a warm, golden glow. The orb in my hand pulsed in sync with the forge, a silent conversation between ancient technologies as they shared their secrets. Suddenly the ship shuddered, alarms blaring a discordant symphony. An anomaly rippled across the void, a tear in space that crackled with energy and dark intent. Energy surge detected, Katia called out, her hands flying over her console. It's coming from the forge, something's destabilizing. The core responded to our presence, its energies flaring unpredictably, caught between creation and destruction. The constructs pulsed urgently, their light entreating us to stabilize the forge before its potential became catastrophic. Doc's fingers moved with precision, interfacing with the forge's systems through the construct's guidance. I'm rerouting the energy, she said, focused and determined. We need to restore balance. As the forge's systems responded, my mind connected with the energies swirling within, feeling the rhythms of creation thrumming through the void. It was a dance of harmony and chaos, the pulse of the universe itself, and I realized we weren't just observers but integral participants in this cosmic ballet. With a final surge of effort, the forge's energies realigned, the core settling into a steady, radiant pulse. The tear in space sealed, its crackling malevolence extinguished, and a profound sense of calm enveloped the forge. Stabilized, Doc confirmed, her voice laced with exhaustion and satisfaction. We did it, Roman. As I watched the core's gentle luminescence, a revelation dawned on me, as if the forge itself whispered its purpose through the construct's light. The potential to create and transform, to weave the fabric of reality, was not a power to wield alone but a gift to share. The station's voice resonated once more, a note of gratitude and promise. You have restored the balance, Roman. The forge's legacy is now part of your own, a promise to guide and nurture the cosmos. Cadia smirked, though her eyes shone with pride. So does this make us cosmic blacksmiths now? I laughed, the sound echoing through the ship and the boundless space beyond. I suppose it does, Cadia, and it's a role I think we were born for. With the foe, RG's core as a beacon of potential and hope, we charted a new course through the stars, the path before us illuminated by the constellation of possibilities. As guardians of the Dainari's legacy, we embraced our role in the cosmos, ready to shape the universe's stories and forge new destinies among the stars. Part 7, Shadows of the Endless Sea Asterisk. Leaving the celestial forge in our wake, Serendipity's edge sailed through the starlit ocean of the cosmos, each shimmering light a reminder of the universe's vastness and our place within it. The constructs, ever vigilant and enigmatic, whispered of our next destination, a realm that, according to fragmented Dainari records, held the title of the Endless Sea. It was said to be a place where the lines between matter and consciousness blurred, a nexus of unfathomable potential and ancient secrets. The journey there was serene yet charged with anticipation, each day bringing us closer to the edge of the known universe. Cadia's voice punctuated the calm, her humor a balm against the gravitational pull of our thoughts. So, Roman, tell me this sea's not actually wet. I didn't pack any floaties. Doc chuckled, her eyes never leaving the display as she plotted our course with precision. If the Dainari's record holds true, it's a sea of possibilities, not water, a convergence point for thoughts and reality. Let's hope I don't accidentally manifest my childhood nightmares, I murmured, the idea of reality morphing to our subconscious whims both thrilling and terrifying. As the ship pierced through the final layers of cosmic debris, the endless sea emerged around us, an ethereal expanse of swirling energies, like an aurora cast across the fabric of space. The hues shifted and danced, weaving in and out of form, as if echoing the dreams and fears of countless travelers who had crossed its path. Our ship's sensors were overwhelmed, the readings a kaleidoscope of anomalies and echoes that defied logic. It was as if the very fabric of existence had become a canvas, painted with the brushstrokes of thought and emotion. The constructs indicate a central point of convergence, Doc said, her voice a mix of awe and scientific excitement. If we can reach it, we might unlock answers to questions we haven't even begun to ask. With cautious determination, we guided the ship into the heart of the endless sea, the constructs lighting our path with their spectral glow. The closer we came, the more palpable the energy became, a symphony of whispers and echoes resonating through the ship and within ourselves. Suddenly the ship shuddered, a shadow passing across the sea's brilliance, dark and foreboding. The constructs flickered with urgency, their light dimming as if in response to a new presence. "What was that?" Katia asked, her hand steady but her voice tinged with concern. "A distortion," Doc replied, rapidly scanning the instruments. "It's like a void within the sea absorbing light and thought." The shadow solidified, revealing itself as an enormous obsidian structure drifting through the sea, its surface devoid of reflection, an entity ancient and imposing, shrouded in a silence that cried of isolation. The constructs hummed with recognition, their melody a blend of caution and intrigue. This was the Watcher, a sentinel of the endless sea, born from the Dainari's greatest fears and hopes. Its purpose was unclear, but its presence was undeniable. As we maintained our distance, the Watcher's surface rippled, revealing a network of glowing lines that etched paths across its dark exterior. It was a map, a guide to the sea's hidden depths, and perhaps a key to the Dainari's most elusive secrets. The station's voice echoed in my mind, its song woven with the sea's whispers. "Roman, the Watcher holds the memory of the Dainari's final journey. To see, you must face the shadow." It was a challenge, a call to explore the deepest depths of the endless sea and confront the shadow that lurked within. "Set course for the Watcher," I commanded, feeling the gravity of the decision settle over us. The ship glided closer, poised at the threshold of the Watcher's domain. As we crossed into its influence, the sea's energy shifted, bending around us, a tide of consciousness reaching out with curious intent. Then in the heart of the void, images unfolded, memories woven with starlight, stories of the Dainari's exploration, their triumphs and tragedies. Among the visions, an image burned bright, a gateway radiant and shimmering, a portal to realms undiscovered and destinies unwritten. The Watcher's shadow moved, unveiling a path toward the gateway, its form pulsing with the rhythm of the universe itself, urging us forward. "Roman," Doc said, her voice a beacon of strength and resolve. "This is what the Dainari left for us, a choice to continue their journey or chart a new course." The constructs joined their light with the orb's glow, a symphony of guidance and support that filled the ship with warmth and unity. Katia's voice was steady, filled with courage and a touch of wonder. "Whatever path we choose, Captain, we choose together." With a determination born of discovery and trust, we set our course for the gateway, the endless sea parting before us like a curtain. Drawn back to reveal the unknown, the universe lay open, patient, and infinite, its whispers a constant reminder of our place within its embrace. Together we sailed into the heart of possibility, guardians of a legacy unfathomable, a family forged in the crucible of stars, ready to write the next chapter in the story of the cosmos. Part 8: Resonance of the Multiverse. The gateway shimmered before us, an intricate lattice of light and energy woven into the very fabric of space. It pulsed with an inviting rhythm, a siren call to the endless possibilities that lay beyond. A gentle hum resonated through Serendipity's edge, the melody harmonizing with the beating of our hearts as we prepared to cross the threshold into realms unknown. Doc stood beside me, her gaze fixed on the gateway with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. "This could be the beginning of everything we've dreamed of, Roman, a chance to see the universe from the Dainari's perspective." Katia, ever the practical one, chimed in with a grin. "And hopefully not the end, yeah. I mean, I've grown attached to this ship, and you two aren't so bad either." I chuckled, feeling the warmth of camaraderie envelop us. "Let's see what's on the other side, shall we?" As we drifted through the gateway, the universe around us unraveled and reformed in a dance of colors and patterns. The ship shivered as if waking from a long slumber, and suddenly we were enveloped in a realm where the laws of physics seemed to bend to an ancient, harmonious will. We had entered a multiverse, a kaleidoscope of realities layered upon one another, each universe a note in the grand symphony of existence. It was a place where potential and reality danced hand in hand, where thoughts could shape worlds and dreams could mold destinies. The constructs, our ever-present guides, flickered with excitement, their light weaving into the energies that surrounded us, creating bridges between the layers of reality. The orb in my hand pulsed in time with the multiverse's rhythm, attuning itself to the harmonies that resonated through space. "This is incredible," Doc whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "Every possibility, every choice right here within reach." We navigated through the multiverse's layers, each turn revealing another glimpse into worlds both familiar and alien. Planets and stars shimmered in fluid colors, their forms shifting like reflections on a rippling pond. It was a breathtaking journey, one that redefined our understanding of the universe and our place within it. But as we ventured deeper, a disturbance rippled through the realms, a dissonance that jarred against the harmony of the multiverse. The constructs flickered, their song tinged with unease as a shadow emerged from the chaos. The alien pursuers, relentless even across dimensions, had followed us into the multiverse. Their presence was a discordant note, a stark reminder of the dangers that accompanied exploration and discovery. "We've got more company," Katia announced, her voice steady but her gaze focused on the encroaching threat. "Looks like they want to crash our cosmic tour." Doc was already interfacing with the ship systems, her fingers deftly adjusting to the shifting parameters of the multiverse. "The constructs can help us navigate, but we need a plan." I felt the ship's energy pulse in response, the multiverse itself resonating with our intent. "We use the multiverse," I decided. "Turn their strength against them. If dreams and thoughts can shape reality here, then let's give them something to chase." The constructs shimmered with approval, their light converging into patterns that guided us through the layers of reality. With each shift, we wove illusions and echoes of Serendipity's edge, creating a labyrinth of possibilities that confounded our pursuers. As the aliens chased our phantoms through the shifting realms, we sought refuge in the heart of the multiverse, where the resonance was strongest and reality most fluid. Within this sanctuary, the multiverse unfolded its secrets, a convergence point where the Dainari's legacy could be fully realized, a place where we could tap into the deepest wells of knowledge and understanding. The constructs guided us to a nexus of light and energy, a crystalline structure that pulsed with the histories and futures of countless universes. The orb in my hand glowed brighter, resonating with the knowledge held within the nexus, ready to unlock its potential. "Roman, this is it," Doc said, her voice filled with reverence. "The Dainari's gift to us, a chance to truly understand the multiverse." As I approached the nexus, the multiverse symphony rose around us, a crescendo of possibilities that resonated in my very bones. I reached out with the orb, feeling the energy surge through me, connecting me to the knowledge and wisdom of the Dainari. In that moment, the multiverse opened itself to me, a tapestry woven from threads of light and shadow, every choice and every path intertwined. It was breathtaking, overwhelming, and humbling beyond measure. The alien pursuers, caught in the labyrinth we had woven, found themselves ensnared by their own aggression, unable to break free from the illusions that mirrored their intent. As the multiverse began to settle, the construct's light intertwined with the orb's glow, a melody of unity and purpose that echoed through the layers of reality. Katia exhaled, her tension easing into a grin. Looks like we've outsmarted them this time. Doc nodded, her eyes reflecting the brilliance of the Nexus. And we've gained so much more than we ever imagined. With the Dainari's legacy now firmly part of our own, we charted a path back through the multiverse, guided by the knowledge we had gained. The universe was ours to explore, to understand, and to protect. Together, we sailed through the tapestry of existence, guardians of a legacy that spanned dimensions, ready to face whatever challenges and wonders the multiverse held in store. Part 9, Threads of Time. Emerging from the multiverse's embrace, Serendipity's edge sailed into the calming presence of familiar stars. The constructs, now a comforting presence in our lives, had guided us safely back into our native cosmos. A tapestry of experiences and knowledge lay woven into the fabric of our journey, yet the universe still whispered of new mysteries on the horizon. As the adrenaline of our multiversal escapade faded, a soft chime drew our attention to the ship's console. Doc leaned over the display, her eyes narrowing with intrigue. "Roman, I'm picking up a signal. It's like nothing I've seen before, almost like a time signature, but it's fluctuating." Katia leaned in, her curiosity piqued. "Are you saying we've intercepted a call from the past? Because that sounds like a fun twist." "It's more like a resonance," Doc explained, her fingers dancing across the controls to isolate the signal. "A convergence of moments echoing through time, and it's coming from a nearby sector." Setting a course for the source of the signal, we sped through the velvet expanse of space, Serendipity's edge humming with the anticipation of discovery. The sector we approached was an unassuming strip of space, devoid of any distinguishing markers, yet the signal pulsated insistently through the void. As we neared the source, the space around us shimmered with a subtle distortion, like the ripples of time itself were converging on this singular point. The constructs glowed with recognition, their light entwining with the phenomenon as if they were once part of its design. "Roman," Doc said, her voice filled with a sense of wonder and urgency, "this isn't just a signal. It's a temporal nexus, a convergence point where time folds in on itself." We drifted closer, and the ship's sensors painted a ghostly vision of past events layered upon present reality. Like a cosmic palimpsest, images flickered in and out of existence, visions of fleets launching into the stars, civilizations rising and falling, moments cherished and lost to the sands of time. In the heart of this nexus, a structure emerged from the temporal mist, its architecture ancient yet strangely familiar, as if plucked from the memory of the universe itself. It was the remnant beacon, an artifact left by the Dainari, a linchpin in the fabric of time that held the secrets of ages. The orb vibrated with urgency, its light reflecting the beacon's pulsating energy. Together, they resonated with the stories etched into the very essence of existence. The station's voice reverberated through us, speaking with the gravitas of eons. "Roman, the remnant beacon holds the chronicle of the universe's evolution, but it is fragile, the balance of time must be maintained." As we approached the beacon, I could feel the weight of its knowledge pressing upon me, an ocean of history yearning to be understood and honored. The constructs, now fully integrated into the ship's systems, guided us to a docking bay, where the air shimmered with echoes of voices and laughter from days long past. Inside, the walls of the beacon were adorned with glyphs and carvings that pulsed with life, each telling a tale of triumphs and failures, of love and loss. It was a library of time itself, a testament to the Dainari's foresight and care. Doc's eyes were alight with the fire of discovery as she began to interface with the beacon's systems. "Roman, if we can synchronize with the beacon, we might just glimpse the past, maybe even see how the Dainari's journey began." But there was a catch. The beacon's energy was waning, its one steady pulse flickering with uncertainty. The constructs hummed anxiously, warning us of the risks inherent in meddling with the threads of time. "We need to stabilize it," I said, as the enormity of the task settled into my bones. If the beacon unravels, all this knowledge could be lost. Our efforts coalesced into a delicate balance, as we worked to harmonize the beacon's energy with that of the constructs and the orb. With each adjustment, the past unfolded around us, a panorama of eras long gone, each moment echoing into infinity. But as the beacon stabilized, a shadow emerged from the depths of time, a fragment of the past that refused to rest. It was a distortion, a ghostly presence born from the universe's forgotten moments, and it threatened to unravel the tapestry we sought to preserve. Kadia's voice was steady, her gaze fixed on the spectral anomaly. "Looks like we've got an uninvited guest. Let's make sure it doesn't crash the party." With precision and resolve, we calibrated the constructs and orb, weaving a net of energy to contain the distortion as it rippled through the beacon's halls. It was a dance of light and shadow, of history and present, and we were the choreographers of its destiny. Finally, with a sigh of cosmic relief, the distortion dissolved into the ether, its echoes fading into the past where they belonged. The beacon's pulse steadied, its secret safe once more. Doc exhaled, her smile a blend of relief and wonder. "We did it, Roman. The beacon's legacy is secure." With a gentle hum, the beacon shared its stories with us, a trove of wisdom and insight from the Dainari and beyond. It was a gift of perspective, a window into the universe's soul, and a reminder of the delicate balance we were entrusted to uphold. As we set course to depart, the beacon's light entwined with the orb's glow, a melody of unity that resonated through time and space. Together we sailed onward, custodians of memory, guardians of the universe's stories, and explorers of the boundless horizon. The stars awaited, their whispers guiding us to new wonders, and we were ready to face whatever the tapestry of time held in store. Part 10: The Waking Echo. Drifting away from the remnant beacon, we were buoyed by the resonance of its ancient stories, each thread of time weaved into the fabric of our consciousness. The ship sailed through the cosmic sea, its course charted by the whispers of history and the promise of unexplored frontiers. As we settled into the rhythm of the voyage, Kadia's voice crackled over the comms, a note of urgency threading through her usual levity. "Roman, something's up. We've got a blip on the radar, a ship dead ahead, and it's not broadcasting any signal." Doc adjusted the ship's scanners, her brow furrowing in concentration. "It's an anomaly for sure. The hull looks different, like it's been merged with something organic." Approaching cautiously, we beheld a spectacle both haunting and beautiful, a derelict vessel entangled in the tendrils of a massive spaceborne organism, its bioluminescent glow casting an ethereal light across the hull. The ship seemed almost asleep, cradled in the creature's embrace. The constructs flickered with recognition, their light intertwining with the organic luminescence. This was not merely a chance encounter. It was an echo from the past, a whisper of the universe's forgotten histories. We docked with the vessel, the airlock hissing open to reveal an interior that was simultaneously familiar and alien. The corridors were lined with living vines, pulsing softly with life, as if the ship and organism had evolved into a singular entity. Doc's voice was a mix of curiosity and caution. "The ship systems are dormant, but I'm detecting faint life signs. Whatever happened here, it's like the ship fell into a deep sleep." We ventured deeper, the constructs lighting our path as they harmonized with the ship's organic architecture. Each step echoed through the silent halls, and the air was filled with the faint scent of earth and ozone. Finally, we reached the bridge, where the ship's captain lay in a cocoon of tendrils, breathing shallowly, suspended between wakefulness and dream. The constructs shimmered around him, their light caressing the tendrils as if awakening a distant memory. Suddenly, the captain stirred, his eyes fluttering open with a gaze that seemed to span eons. He focused on us with a clarity that belied his long slumber. Who are you?" he asked, his voice a rasp that carried the weight of ages. "We're travelers," I replied, my voice gentle in the stillness. "We found your ship adrift and we're here to help." His gaze softened, a flicker of gratitude passing over his features. The waking echo, it called to me, a siren song of the stars. I never thought I would see another soul. The constructs hummed in response, their light weaving a tapestry of images that told the story of the captain's journey, the desperate flight from a dying world, the encounter with the waking echo, and the years spent in symbiosis with its life-giving embrace. Doc's eyes shone with compassion as she examined the organic tendrils. "You've become part of something extraordinary, Captain. This organism, the waking echo, it's kept you alive all this time." He nodded, his expression a blend of awe and sorrow. "It shared its life with me, showed me the universe through its eyes, but I am ready to wake, to feel the stars on my skin once more." With careful precision, we worked to disentangle the captain from the waking echo's embrace, the constructs guiding us with their gentle warmth. As the tendrils released him, the ship seemed to exhale, its systems slowly coming back to life. Katia grinned as the lights flickered on, casting a warm glow through the bridge. "Looks like the echo decided it was time for a little spring cleaning." The captain took a deep breath, the air filling his lungs with renewed vigor. "Thank you," he said, his voice stronger now. "I am in your debt, travelers. My name is Zephyr." We shared stories of our journeys, our tales woven into the larger tapestry of the cosmos. For Zephyr, it was a moment of reconnection, a reawakening to the universe that had once seemed lost to him. As we prepared to leave, the waking echo pulsed with light, a farewell and a blessing for the road ahead. Zephyr, now revitalized and eager to chart his own course among the stars, joined us for the next leg of our journey, a companion and witness to the ever-unfolding mystery of the universe. With the waking echo receding into the starlit distance, we set our sights on new horizons, our hearts filled with the echoes of the past and the promise of the future. Together, we sailed into the infinite night, the stars our guide and the universe our endless canvas.